that if you're coming to Africa, don't expect to know and direct and control. It was learning how to live in Africa, in an Africa time, in Africa terms. It's not at all difficult, but it's different, and I had to learn.
It's one thing to visit the poor. It's another thing to become immersed in their lives. I took a group of women into the Maasai land a number of years ago, and as we drove in, there are dung huts. You walk on dung, and dung naturally attracts flies. And so as all of these flies were just zooming around everybody, she just looked at me and she said, "Anastasia, do I have to get out of the van, or can I just write a check? We can just visit poverty, or we can allow ourselves to become immersed in it for a period of time." We miss out if we're not willing to get out of the van.
I never thought I was really going to go to Africa. I've traveled a little bit around the world, but coming to Africa was definitely not on the agenda. And with all the violence and everything that was happening, it was really a difficult decision in one sense, but one I felt in my spirit that God was saying, "You need to be there, young man." So I said, "Okay, Father, I'm going to go."
When I was approached about going on this trip, it came out of left field. Part of me just wanted to dismiss it. Well, I can't do it, or I can't afford it, or I'm too busy, or whatever. But I just could not ignore the calling of the Holy Spirit to go. In the scriptures, obviously, the story of the Good Samaritan was going to do likewise. But then there's so many other scriptures in the Bible that say go. We're not to sit in our churches and enjoy a Sunday service and go home and watch a football game. If we're truly going to be transformed to be more like Christ, we got to go.
I was totally impressed with the going to the three schools that we went to, going into these classrooms where it was very, very sparse in terms of wooden benches and no desks hardly, and Kefa calling on these young children to come up to a blackboard and asking those children in English to do mathematics, to explain relationships, and these kids had such eagerness and such energy and such intelligence that they're doing second languages in the first and second grade, learning how to write and understand English at the first and second grade level. And to me anyway, it was just a great experience with these people.
One of the unique things about the team that went was that we weren't from one church or one organization that was sent out, but we were actually from 4 different churches. And the Holy Spirit just worked in each of our lives. And just the unique personalities and the different experiences and the gifts that we have just really added to it, in that I knew I'd be changed by the people in the village and that I would develop a deep personal connection. What hadn't occurred to me is how much a deep personal connection I would get from the people that I traveled with. In the book of Micah, a question is asked, "What does the Lord require of you?" And then it follows with an answer: to seek justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. And I can think of no better place that I've ever been in my entire life to be able to experience that and to practice that than Rionchougu, which is known as a village despised.
If in 8 or 10 years I come to this country twice a year, I could never bring enough people that would be able to supply the resource that would fulfill the potential of these people. So it's very important that persons, even who cannot physically go, who cannot physically see and touch and hear, somehow give us the potential to speak to them, to talk to their hearts, that can see what is happening here and will open their hearts to these people.